Good morning, how's everyone today? Today we continue with the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. We will go into the topic of Maitreya Buddha. I am Angelina, your host. Okay, so now why do we go into Maitreya Buddha, right? Okay, the Maitreya Bodhisattva, Maitreya Buddha, 弥勒佛. Okay, uh, he is one of the three main bodhisattvas being mentioned in the first part, the 法会圣种第一. Okay, that part where they said 尊者安能得为上述，又有普贤菩萨。普贤菩萨 earlier we have learned is the Samattabhadra Bodhisattva. 文殊师利菩萨 in our last episode of Infinite Lifetime Sutra we have spoken about Manjushri, okay, 文殊师利 Manjushri, and now we talk about 弥勒菩萨. 弥勒菩萨 is Maitreya Buddha. Okay, who is Maitreya? Okay, he is currently the Bodhisattva who is supposed to be the fifth Buddha of our current aeon. Okay, the fifth and the last in our current, I will say, aeon is something like you consider it like a world cycle. Okay, so in the stories, supposedly he should be the fourth to come to us, right? But because of our Lord Gautama Buddha, he endured a certain torture with a lot of patience, with loving kindness, then his merits exceeded and elevated him as the fourth Buddha instead of Maitreya Buddha. Okay, so Maitreya Bodhisattva is regarded as the fifth, supposedly fourth, but dropped to the fifth. Okay, but does not mean that he's any lesser than any of the Buddhas out there. Okay, so do not take sometimes because of the condition that we are in, okay, the kind of society and the kind of education that we are being taught, different things like ranking, like to see everything as a grading system, to see everything as something to be graded as A, B, C, D, E. Okay, there's no such thing when it comes to all these things. Okay, when we talk about the Buddhas, actually all the Buddhas, they have the same wisdom. All of them are enlightened, equal wisdom, equal lifespan. They're infinite. Okay, it's all equal. The only potential inequality is in their will. Okay, when they become Buddhas, okay, each of them will create their own Buddha worlds, right? Like our Gautama Buddha, he created his Dharma world. Our Amitabha Buddha, he created his own Dharma world. So how does Amitabha's Buddha world look like? It is what we are discussing right here in the Infinite Lifetime Sutra. Okay, this sutra itself is the one that will eventually, as we go along, you will see the description of the how beautiful that Buddha will looks like, and then it is somewhere that we all want to go. Okay, it is different from our Buddha world. Okay, the Amitabha Buddha's world, the Pure Land world, is considered as the best among all the worlds out there. Okay, when the Buddhas talk about him, even in our Infinite Lifetime Sutra, our Lord Gautama Buddha refer to him as the Fozhong, is the king, okay, of all the Buddhas. Okay, the Buddhas of all the Buddhas. That means his vow, okay, is exceptional, right? His vow is such that in the Pure Land, in Amitabha's Pure Land, everything is equal. Okay, in our land, we have 6 realms of existence, we have 10 realms of existence, we have hell, we have ghost realm, we have animal realm, we have human realm, we have asura, we have the heavenly worlds, we have all kinds of different hierarchy out there, right? So when we have all these different hierarchies out there, then it is like there is a lot of inequality. Okay, so in the midst of all this inequality, there comes the manifestation of our flatland, okay, swampland, rivers, seas, oceans, hills, mountains. Okay, there's so many, ups and downs, high and low. Okay, and our society, there are people who looks good, people who looks not so good, right? People who are tall, people who are short, people who looks beautiful from birth, people who looks ugly from birth. Okay, there are a lot of inequalities. There's animals, there's insects, so many things. But in Amitabha's pure land, it is all equal. Okay, everyone is equal. The moment you step into the lotus flower, okay, when Amitabha comes to collect you in that lotus, when you look at the picture, right? Even if you look at the picture over here, I'll put. Okay, so even if you look at the picture over here, you will see that Amitabha Buddha is holding a lotus, okay, a flower. So when he comes to collect you, it is in this flower. And where did this flower come from? It is from your own cultivation. Okay, when you chant Amitabha, 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 your lotus flower blossoms. Okay, the moment you come in contact with Amitabha Buddha, the moment you have faith in Amitabha Buddha, the moment that you start cultivating and not giving up, okay, you continue, your seed grows into a bulb. So the the more you continue Amitabha, 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 and the more you practice your charity, your compassion, your kindness, your everything, okay, the more you practice, your flower, your bulb becomes bigger. Okay, and by the time your lifespan expires, Amitabha come to collect you in that very flower in his hand is yours. You built it through your cultivation in this lifetime. Okay, through your practices. If let's say you say, oh, what about those people who heard Amitabha and then after that they just give up? Okay, the moment they give up, they don't cultivate anymore. The flower will wither. Okay, there are a lot of flowers withering this way. So when they recultivate, then the flower will rebloom. But the moment they wither, like for example, there are some who may change religion, who may just give up on that, even though the seed was planted, they just don't have that kind of faith. They don't want to grow it. They get indulged in the material lifestyle. They just have that. They just cannot let go. They want to stay in this world. So their beliefs become lesser and lesser, and their indulgence become more and more, and then they they just neglect the practice, so their bulbs will die. Okay, so their flowers will not bloom, so of course naturally then Amitabha will not come and collect you with your lotus flower lah. Right, so what happens is that when you chant, when you practice, when you cultivate yourself in this lifetime, your lotus flower blooms bigger and bigger. When Amitabha comes to collect you, okay, in that lotus flower, the moment you go in there, okay, you will be transported. Okay, you don't need to buy an air ticket or anything, right? Amitabha will bring you there because you don't know where's direction. It is not found in any map. You cannot have any, like in our world we have the map, we can have the satellite showing us where we are, we can have flights, we can have sea using the ships, you can go there. But to go to Amitabha's pure land, you can only rely on Amitabha. Okay, so anybody come to collect you at the end of your lifespan, you don't follow them unless it is Amitabha himself. Okay, and how Amitabha looks like, it is exactly the Amitabha that looks like the one that you are most familiar with, the one that you love the most. Okay, when you are chanting to Amitabha, when you look at the Amitabha, there can be a lot of Amitabha figures. Okay, whichever one that most resonates with you, okay, whichever one that you feel dearest to, that is the one. Okay, because day and night you are cultivating, and day and night you're looking at this Amitabha Buddha and you're saying, I want to go to your pure land. Okay, I want to be your disciple. I want to go to your land upon the extinguishing of my lifetime. So Amitabha, 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 Amitabha. You keep chanting. Right. So when you reach there, your flower blossoms. That's the moment when you realize that you are already admitted into Pure Land. When you admitted into Pure Land, you will your flower that blooms out and you come out from there. You look exactly like Amitabha Buddha. Okay, no more, no less. Everybody is equal in that sense. Everybody looks exactly the same as our Amitabha Buddha. Okay, so the equality is there. Up there is no sea, there is no mountain, there is no wavy hills. The land is flat, but you have the choice. Okay, you can choose to have your abode hanging in the air. You can choose to stand, you can choose to sit, you can choose to be hanging in the air as you learn the Dharma. Okay, when we are there up in Pure Land, all we need to do is to learn. Okay, learn what? Learn to become a Buddha. Okay, not learn how to get your PhD, not learn how to become a great investor. Okay, not anything like that. You learn to become a Buddha, and when you learn to become a Buddha, you are actually a Bodhisattva. Which level are you? Very high level. Okay, you will be able to see your past lifetimes. You will be able to realize all your good and the bad and every single thing that you have done in your past lifetime. Everything is revealed to you. You will know who are your relatives, and if you see a relative or a friend or anyone who will look exactly like you, because all of you will look like Amitabha Buddha out there in Pure Land, you will know, oh, you were who and who during the past lifetimes, and I was associated with you in this lifetime, that lifetime, that lifetime. I was who and who and who, and you were who and who and who. So naturally, when you see all these things, you just let go, right? Because you see so many lifetimes, you have been reborn so many lifetimes. We are okay. I'm in this lifetime. I'm born in 1976, so I'm 48 years old. But then, how many lifetimes have I gone through? Okay, how many thousands and millions and billions of lifetimes that I've gone through is countless of lifetimes. Considering the fact that even like now, this is the current Gautama Buddha's lifespan. It has been like 2,600 years, 2,700 years since his teachings, right? Even before that, I'm in this lifetime, I'm only 48 years old. So I have been here for many, many lifetimes. But as what? I don't know yet. Okay, until I go to Amitabha's Pure Land. Then I don't know, maybe my past life I was this person, maybe my past life I was that animal, or maybe in the past lifetime I was actually in hell, or I was in a ghost room, or I was actually in Ashura, or anything, you know. So seeing all these things, then there comes the realization that everything is like a theatrical play. Okay, we take on the different roles. We don't know how the roles will turn out, but every single role already has a kind of script, and it's up to us to improvise the script along the way, either to make it into something better or something worse. Okay, so now back to our Maitreya Buddha. So our Maitreya Buddha, he will also become a Buddha like our Lord Gautama Buddha, and he's the fifth. All right, during his time, okay, during his time, he will also be teaching the same things that our Lord Gautama Buddha is teaching. Okay, the teachings that will lead people to Buddhahood will be this Infinite Lifetime Sutra itself. Okay, why is Maitreya Buddha being mentioned in the sutra? Why is uh, him? Why is he one of the three important ones? Okay, the first one we know, Samatha Bhadra Bodhisattva, is actually the one with the practices for all bodhisattvas, for all of us to emulate, for us to follow, so that we can purify our thoughts, speech, and action, so that we can become worthy of Pure Land. It's pure, okay. And then when we're talking about Manjusri, Manjusri is mentioned because Manjusri is the one with the ultimate wisdom. So we know for this sutra itself, if people practice according to Infinite Lifetime Sutra, they have ultimate wisdom. They are wise enough to know that this is actually the way to become a Buddha. Shortcut. Okay? And if we talk about Maitreya Buddha, the third one, number one, when we talk about Maitreya Buddha, Okay, Maitreya Bodhisattva, he will become a Buddha. It is in the future. So in the future, all those of us who will become a Buddha will be elevated by the Infinite Lifetime Sutra itself. Okay, so it means that in the future, okay, when if you take the vow, okay, like now there are a lot of people who take vows to say that, oh, I don't have the good fortune of meeting with Gautama Buddha in this lifetime, so I want to vow to be able to go to Tusita heaven world. Okay, right now, it is said that Maitreya is in Tusita heaven world, so they make the vow to say that after this lifetime they want to go to Tusita heaven world to meet with Maitreya Buddha to serve the king. Okay, Maitreya Buddha as the king, Maitreya Bodhisattva as the king. So when the king comes down to become a Buddha, they want to follow him and to become human and to be able to achieve Buddhahood under Maitreya Buddha. Okay, just like how our Lord Gautama Buddha preached his teachings, and so these people will want to listen to Maitreya Bodhisattva preach his teachings and to become a Buddha during his lifetime. Okay, some people actually have that will. Okay, so naturally, this is the sutra that Maitreya Buddha is going to preach. Okay, in fact, in the sutra itself, it is said that in the future, anybody who elevates into Buddhahood is following this sutra. It is actually not something unique. Okay, all along, ever since Lord Amitabha Buddha founded his Pure Land, everyone since then, including the past bodhisattvas, those who achieved bodhisattva before he became a Buddha, also takes on the vow to go to Pure Land to become his, but to become a Buddha under him. Okay, all of it. In fact, you ask Varochana, you ask Kashyapa Buddha, you ask all of the Buddhas, they all will tell their disciples to go to Pure Land. Okay, it's not selfish. It's not like our current world now, right? If you have good talents, you want to keep your good talents inside the company so that your company can flourish. They don't do that. They are Buddhas. Okay, they understand that all are one. One is all. So when you're talking about all are one, so it does not matter whether you are in my Buddha world or you're in his Buddha world or whichever Buddha world. You go to Amitabha's Pure Land, you become a Buddha, and then you continue growing your own Buddha land and make everyone enlightened. Okay, we spread the enlightenment, the lessons, the teachings. Okay, so that everyone can gain equal enlightenment, right? Equal opportunity. That's what all the HRs are talking about these days, right? Equality, right? So how is Maitreya Buddha? Okay, how is he like in Chinese Mahayana traditions? Okay, a lot of them will. Sometimes you will see Maitreya Buddha Bodhisattva. You will see that he is depicted as some fat guy with a huge belly. Okay, huge belly and a big bag in his that he's carrying around. Okay, so this huge fat bodhisattva, smiley face. Okay, Maitreya Buddha is always in a smiley face. His name itself means love. Okay, compassion, loving kindness. Okay, and when we're talking about him, okay, his big belly, it means that he encompasses everything, the good and the bad and everything inside his big belly itself. Right? He is of such great compassion, okay, great love, universal love, that you can do anything, okay, any bad things, and he will still embrace you as a child of the world. Okay, with his huge belly, his huge bellies represent that his heart is so big that he can take it all. His back is a fortune of those things that he will bestow onto you if you do the right things. Okay, so in the ultimate sense, it is all these qualities are also not exclusive to Maitreya Buddha. Okay, it's not exclusive to Maitreya Bodhisattva. So if it is not exclusive, so how do they pick what kind of qualities there are. Okay, each Buddha will carry some the major and the minor, we will call that lah, because actually it is all equal. Okay, all of it is infinite, but because of us, we are humans, and we like to distinguish, we like to have differences, we like to weigh, when there's good there has to be bad, when there is a lot there has to be something of a little, when there is a major there has to be a minor. Okay, this is our own demons. Okay, we are a demon that it has to be that way. We have this differentiation thought. We like to give weightage. Oh, I hate that word. Give weightage to which one is more important than the other one. Okay, instead of the equality that we have. That's why they, based on, remember our Samatha Bhadra Bodhisattvas, one of the vows is that Heng Xun Zhong Shen, that means to follow how the people are, okay, their desires. So based on our differences, they will classify themselves with that kind of differences so that we can resonate with them. Okay, in the past, in the last episode, I also told about the Avalokitesvara Guanshuin Pusa manifested as a male figure. Okay, he's actually, all bodhisattvas are male. Okay, the moment you give up and embark into a bodhisattva, okay, if you're female in this lifetime, you give up being a female. Okay, and then you will take on the form of a male, and then you will actually become a bodhisattva and do things to help people. Okay, but there are instances like Guanshuin Pusa manifesting into a female, into a Guan Yin Liang Liang, okay, Mother Guan Yin, because people resonate with compassion, with loving kindness, with mercy, to a female figure, a more feminine figure. This is our differentiation. We think that masculine means rough and feminine means gentle. Okay, it is our own fault. And they just manifest based on our own faults so that we can be drawn closer to them and to learn the right things. Okay, so Maitreya Buddha, Maitreya Bodhisattva, he has this big belly, he's always smiling. Okay, you will never see an angry Maitreya. He is always smiling because what's there not to smile about? Alright. In the last episode, we have also heard about that there was this stanza by this Manjusri. Okay, he was talking about something like the drum that you're beating is made of a skin of your male relative, and then the meat that you're cooking is made of the female relatives that you have known, and then your wife that you're marrying could actually be one of your ancestors in the past. So all these things, it is the entire life itself is just like, as I've said earlier in this video, it's like a theatrical play. Okay, it's not real. It is not something that is true. It's all untrue. Okay, you take on different roles, you take on different plays, you take on different script because you have different karmic seeds inside you. So if today you take on the role as the richest man in the world, it's because in your past lifetime you have planted the seed that you become the richest man in the world. In your past lifetime, you may not even be a human, you may actually be one of the heavenly kings out there, and because your karma up there has expired, the reason that you were up there as one of the heavenly kings up there has already expired. So when you finish utilizing that karma, you will come down. Okay, remember, it will always be ascending down, going down, descending. So when you finish the good karma, you will go to the next good karma, the one that is a bit lower, and then when you extinguish that one, you will go a bit lower, unless you're going to cultivate so that you will go up again. All right, and it's difficult. Okay, it's not as easy as it starts, because why? Look at our lifestyle now. How do we live? We live eating animals. Okay, we have all kinds of deficiencies because of the food that is already being engineered in such a way. And vegetables don't hold all the nutrients that they used to have if, let's say, they were unaltered many years ago. Okay, food itself is being processed, food itself is being re-engineered, food itself is being changed, that they may not contain the natural minerals, nutrients. And then we kill animals for food, and then even though we don't kill them ourselves, right, we buy it from the butcher, we buy it from the supermarket. Okay, in our Buddhist practice, even if we eat meat, we consume meat, we don't order the animal to be killed. We do not want to see or hear the animal being killed. We don't choose, we don't pick and choose, and of course we don't kill the animals ourselves. So regardless of whichever way it is, we still take the meat, we still do all kinds of things. And if, let's say, we don't consume meat, we consume only plant-based food these days, and there comes a lot of food engineering, all right, and it can cause deficiencies, it can cause a lot of diseases because of all these things that people have done to commercialize food itself. Okay, it is a basic necessity. Okay, food is a basic need, clothes is a basic need, shelter is a basic need. Okay, all these three are being commercialized. Okay, you look at the clothes these days, people are wearing very skimpy dresses, okay, with all kinds of designs and sequins, and it's all branded and whatever not. And some people throughout many centuries, okay, in the distant past, people kill animals. Okay, they they take their fur for clothes, and they take their meat for food. But even in our modern society now, we have fabric. Okay, we don't need all those skin and whatever not, but still there are people who have demand that their whatever bags or shoes or clothes are using the real ones, no fox. Okay, only the real ones, real cowhide. Okay, real skin, real fur, real everything, right? That is actually the killing of animal. There is the demand for it, right? So how are we ever going to elevate if there is so much sin that we have committed? Right? It's difficult, right? It's so difficult. So that's why people will just fall down lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. You think it very likely, oh, I don't really do all these things, but remember, you eat seafood. Okay, seafood is supposed to be good for you with a lot of vitamins and nutrients and whatever not. And so, how many lives have you killed in your consumption of the seafood, right? And then when we're talking about, what about all those times when, like now, insects, right? Insects, you see, insect repellents, okay? Those will repel. They just don't come near you. What about insecticide? Okay, even in the food, in the farming, they use a lot of insecticide. So they will kill the insects trying to consume the vegetables. Okay? So there is a lot of sins that we are committing right now. Okay? So it will be hard for you to elevate yourself. And we have become so streamlined in the society, taught by the society and our education system. When we talk about doing good, we just think about charity. And when we think about charity, we just think about giving out material stuff. Okay, giving old clothes, right? Giving money, right? Contributing to all these things. But remember, there are three types of charity. One is charity of money, one is a charity of dharma, one is a charity of harmlessness. Okay, so how do you do charity of money? Of course, you give to donations. How do you give charity of dharma? You can practice what you preach, practice the teachings of the Buddhas. Okay, practice what is being taught inside the sutras. Okay, or the simplest way of all, you donate money to print the Dharma books. Okay, that is in two charities in one. Okay, in fact, it's three charities in one, because when you print Dharma books and then you share the Dharma and people learn from the Dharma, then they become harmless, they don't harm other creatures. That is actually three charity at one go. And then how do you practice for for charity of harmlessness, you can, the fastest way is to give money to, or to buy medications, to sponsor people's medical treatment. Okay, that is one. Or maybe you can actually just don't harm other creatures. Okay, vegetarianism is one of the ways for practicing harmlessness. Okay, but it's not the only way. Okay, so there are so many. So Maitreya Bodhisattva, he 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 embraces that image of love, of metta. Okay, metta is Pali word for love, so of compassion. So he embraced metta because why? At the moment, okay, when we come to the ultimate thing of it, all of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, they are selfless, they have compassion, they have unlimited love. Okay, even for people who try to harm them, they have unlimited love. They do not want to harm the people who are harming them. Okay, they would rather just leave. Okay, if a person is not receptive to the teachings, or if a person is not receptive to the good that you're showing them, they just leave. Okay, they'll find opportunities. They'll look for people who are in need of their service, who are able to receive the teachings that they are trying to share. Okay, they will go to that. Okay, because the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, they will never teach people who are not receptive to the teachings. Okay, they will only teach those who are receptive to the teachings, like especially like what I keep saying in these Buddhist talks. Okay, on in the videos that I always make, it does not matter what is my viewership, as long as, okay, if let's say anybody whose karma is right to get this very shallow sharing that I have. Okay, I'm not an expert. Okay, I'm really not an expert, but the sharing that I share, if let's say the person's karma is right to, and with the karmic association that is able to swipe into this video, to be able to watch this video, and to actually be able to watch it from top to end, because a lot of people after a few minutes they just turn away. Okay, because the karma is not ripe yet. Okay, so it is not the right conditions for them to accept the teachings yet. And also there are many reasons, but if they have swiped it over here, and then it's very possible that the moment they hear, okay, it is already a stepping stone. Okay, the very first seed has already been planted, and it's up to the person's karmic consideration whether this seed will be cultivated and to bloom in the future, or it will stay there dormant until the actual ripe karma, uh, you know the karmic situation arises, when he will be receptive to the teachings itself. May not be from me, maybe from other channels. Okay, maybe from our venerable Master Kong's channel as well. Okay, even though Master Kong has already gone to Pure Land, but his teachings are still on YouTube. Okay, so Maitreya Buddha embraces. Okay, Maitreya Bodhisattva is there. He is said to be in Tusita Heaven World, and many people are doing that. So they want to follow him in the next, when he comes down from Tusita, just like our Lord Gautama Buddha. Okay, our Lord Gautama Buddha was in the Tusita Heaven World when he was waiting for the right moment for him to be reborn as Prince Siddhartha Gautama in our current cycle. Okay, so they all have that situation when this bodhisattva is waiting to become the Buddha. Okay, waiting for our karma to be right, to learn, okay, to become, for him to be manifesting himself as the next Buddha. He will be into Sita. Okay, so a lot of people in their practice, they have this, I will say, they feel familiar with Maitreya. Okay, they have this love for Maitreya. They listen to Maitreya's name and they feel, oh, I want to follow him. Okay, it's just the same as if I tell you Amitabha and you listen, oh, Amitabha, I feel joy listening to this name. I want to follow him. It's actually the same. Okay, so they want to follow him to Tusita, and then when he becomes a Buddha, they will follow him. They will reincarnate into our world, or they don't reincarnate, they just come back as devas and bodhisattvas to come and listen when Maitreya Buddha shares the Dharma. Okay, so you can expect that after our Dharma cycle, um, you know, it ends, okay, because our Gautama Buddha has already said around 5,000 years, okay, the Dharma will be forgotten. Lord Gautama Buddha, nobody will remember him anymore, except that he will become one of the ancient Buddhas, just like our Kashyapa, just like our Vairocana, right? He will become one of those who are remembered as the previous Buddhas. But rest assured, even if you call it the previous Buddha, it does not mean that he has disappeared forever. Okay, the previous Buddhas, as we call them, the ancient Buddhas, they are still there. Okay, and they do manifest themselves into various um, characters, sometimes to come and just quietly residing, knowing that there will be a few people whose karma is ripe to accept his teachings, accept their teachings, okay, based on their manifestations. And always remember, if anybody claim to have been a reincarnation or a manifestation of any of the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, they announce it themselves and they still stay on, don't ever believe them. Okay, because I'm repeating this in almost every single one of my videos. If a bodhisattva or a Buddha, the moment they come down here and their identity is being exposed, they will leave. Okay, they will leave. They will not claim, they will also not claim that they are who and who, because the moment they claim they are who, they need to leave. Okay, they will not stay on for many reasons, and they are good reasons. Okay, they will not want to stay on. People cannot go and start wishing for weird things from them. They will not grant your wishes. Okay, because there are things that even the Buddhas cannot do, and that is altering your personal karma. Okay, they may be able to see and help you increase your merits, okay, to bring better karma to you, to teach you how to cultivate good merits, to cultivate your merits, to cultivate your positive karma, but they cannot alter your karma. Okay, so don't ever believe if they themselves say that who they are, manifesting as who, and they stay on, don't ever believe them. Okay, so that is about Maitreya Buddha. Okay, in a lot of Buddhist texts, you will see references to Maitreya Buddha. Even in our Infinite Lifetime Sutra, Maitreya Buddha actually spoke a few words in the later chapters. Okay, it will be quite a while away. So we are going kind of slow, I will say, in our Infinite Lifetime Sutra talk. Okay, because I every single um, topic has its own subtopic, so I want to be as elaborate as possible, because a lot of times when um, if you were to look at some of the translations, the English translations of the sutra, okay, some there are some people who attempts the translation, ever grateful to them. Okay, but some of them have translated too literally, so it is hard to get the intrinsic meaning of it. Okay, so which is why I have opened up this uh, channel, okay, to do this Infinite Lifetime Sutra, because there are a lot of things that has to be explained this way, and it cannot be properly translated too literally. If I were to just translate this entire Infinite Lifetime Sutra, just this sutra itself, into a different language, the essence may not be there. You won't know the reasons why it is there. So that's why there is the explanation. Okay, so we are at the 40th minute. So okay, we shall end today's Infinite Lifetime Sutra. All right, so in the next one, what do we have? 弥勒菩萨即贤劫中一切菩萨皆来聚会。Okay, so 即贤劫中一切菩萨. So it is a collection. Okay, we might as well just finish with this part. All the worthy, I would say all of them are actually worthy. Okay, all the bodhisattvas, okay, they come to this Dharma talk when our Lord Gautama Buddha was sharing it. Okay, so you can imagine all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. The Buddhas praised Amitabha's Pure Land. All the Bodhisattvas come and listen to the talk about the Pure Land. So if all these wise ones are already following Amitabha's Pure Land, why are we not doing the same things? Okay, if we don't do the same things, that means we are not wise enough, lor. Right? Okay, like personally, okay, a lot of people, you all may actually be thinking of, oh, I want to be with Maitreya Buddha, so that when Maitreya manifests himself as a Buddha in the next lifetime, in our Buddha world, in our world cycle, then we want to become human and listen to his Dharma talk and to be able to gain enlightenment under him. Praiseworthy to these people for the resolute. But me myself, I know that I'm not such a good person. Okay, I am wild. I can say that I'm one of those really really wild people who I would rather just follow Amitabha Buddha. Okay, try to resolve it within this lifetime, because if I don't, I think I'm going to hell. Okay, or I'm going to be reborn as animals, right? You can't tell for sure. I don't know what is my next lifetime. I'm not a deity. Okay, I'm not any kind of a special being. I'm just a normal human. So as a normal human, I want to be able to safeguard my own future. I want to follow Amitabha Buddha. Okay, hopefully by the time I extinguish my lifetime, Amitabha Buddha will hold my lotus flower and then just take me to Pure Land. And inside Pure Land, there are so many great people out there. All the Bodhisattvas and all the Buddhas out there. I want them to be able to accept me, which is why I will follow Samathabhadra Bodhisattva's 10 vows. I will have to have that kind of wisdom like Manjushri, okay, so that I don't make stupid mistakes. And then I want to be in Amitabha's Pure Land upon extinguishing of my current lifetime. Okay, so enough for today's talk. So we shall continue again next week. Until then, Amitabha. Okay, take good care and happy 2025.